Hello everyone, and welcome to General Hospital official channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. General Hospital spoilers for Friday, February 20th, indicate that grief will take many forms as Luke Spencer is remembered in Port Charles. Lulu Spencer will be at the center of the story as she finally mourns the father she lost while she was comatose. The action will kick off as Lulu discovers one of Luke's old photographs. It'll be a reminder of how much Lulu misses Luke and how she wishes she could have had a real farewell with him before he died. Lulu will realize she still needs closure, so Tracy Quartermain will soon be on a mission to make that happen for her. GH fans will see Tracy take Lulu down memory lane as they grieve Luke together. There'll be some toasts and special moments for the Port Charles residents who had a special bond with Luke. Lulu will eventually have some emotional scenes with Laura, but Laura will also reflect in gratitude on her own. Laura has obviously had more time than Lulu to process this loss, but that doesn't mean she's not in pain. Part of Laura will always feel connected to Luke, even if he can't be there on Earth with his loved ones any longer. Laura will cling to the good times she shared with Luke and acknowledge that he never truly left her. There'll be a tearful speech as Laura thinks about how often she feels Luke reaching out and making her stronger. It looks like Tracy will be in charge of gathering the people who meant the most to Luke, including Sonny Corinthos. Tracy certainly isn't a fan of Sonny, but she'll put any animosity on hold and deliver news regarding this special occasion. Sonny will speak with Carly Spencer about Luke feeling more like a brother than his buddy. Carly will have some kind words about Luke as well, and perhaps hope he's enjoying a heavenly reunion with Bobby Spencer. Lulu will get some help letting go of her dad down on the pier, where remembrance lanterns will drift away by candlelight in the harbor. Look for Sonny, Carly, Lulu, Tracy, Laura, and Elizabeth Baldwin to all take part in this sweet episode, which will honor the late Anthony Geary and Luke as a character, too. General Hospital spoilers say Friday's episode will be packed full of emotion, so don't miss what's in store on the ABC soap. The city of Port Charles feels heavy with memories as Friday's episode of General Hospital begins, and grief is the quiet companion weaving through every corner of the story. Today, the focus falls squarely on Lulu Spencer, whose heart is aching in ways only those who've lost a parent can understand. After all, Lulu never truly got the chance to say goodbye to her father, Luke Spencer. Comatose during his final moments, she now awakens not just to the loss of the man who shaped her world, but to the lingering ache of unfinished goodbyes. The story opens with a small, almost fragile discovery. Lulu stumbles upon one of Luke's old photographs. Her fingers trace the familiar edges as memories flood back. The mischievous smile, the steady presence, the warmth that could fill a room. It's a quiet, intimate moment, but it hits like a tidal wave. Lulu is suddenly confronted with how much she missed, not just the man, but the father, the mentor, the protector. The absence of a proper farewell gnaws at her, a weight she can't shake. Tears well in her eyes as she whispers to herself, almost pleading for closure she's never been given. Enter Tracy Quartermain, a force of determination wrapped in elegance and unexpected tenderness. Today, Tracy takes it upon herself to guide Lulu through the grieving process, gently ushering her down memory lane. Together, they revisit cherished moments with Luke, times of laughter, chaos, and the unspoken bonds that define the man everyone in Port Charles loved. Tracy's voice, firm yet soft, becomes a lifeline as Lulu navigates the storm of sorrow, allowing her to confront grief without being swallowed by it. The episode unfolds like a cinematic tapestry, weaving multiple threads of remembrance. Port Charles residents who shared special bonds with Luke are drawn together in a series of intimate, heartfelt gatherings. Glasses are raised in toasts, stories are shared with laughter and tears intermingling, and for a fleeting, golden moment, Luke's presence is palpable. His legacy lives in the joy, the kindness, the mischief that once filled these halls, and the memory of him feels almost tangible in the warm glow of candlelight and the soft hum of conversation. Meanwhile, Laura Spencer carries her own quiet grief. She's had more time than Lulu to process this loss, yet that doesn't make it any less profound. Laura's pain is layered, softened by time, but persistent in its echo. She reflects on the moments she and Luke shared, on the depth of their connection, and the undeniable truth that, though Luke is no longer here, a part of him remains entwined with her life. Tears stream freely as she speaks, her voice trembling with emotion, acknowledging the way she still feels his presence, his guidance, and his strength. It's a tearful acknowledgement of love that death cannot erase, a reminder that Luke's influence remains, quietly fortifying her every step. Tracy steps into her role as orchestrator of this poignant remembrance, gathering those who mattered most to Luke. Even Sonny Corinthos, a man whose relationship with Tracy is anything but easy, finds himself swept into this moment of collective reverence. Any animosity is set aside as they assemble to honor a life that touched them all. Sonny shares an honest, brotherly conversation with Carly Spencer, speaking of the unique bond he felt with Luke. Carly responds with warmth, reflecting on Luke's presence in her life, and perhaps imagining him sharing laughter in a heavenly reunion with Bobby Spencer. As the day unfolds, Lulu finds the courage to let go, guided by the gentle hands of family and friends. The emotional climax builds on the pier, where remembrance lanterns are released into the night sky. Their soft, flickering light dances across the water, a beautiful, cinematic representation of memories set free, carrying love, grief, and hope into the harbor. Standing there, Lulu, Tracy, Laura, Sonny, Carly, and Elizabeth Baldwin share a moment of profound connection, a silent, shared understanding of loss, love, and the enduring power of memory. Friday's episode promises to be an extraordinary tribute, honoring both the late Anthony Geary and the iconic character of Luke Spencer. Every scene pulses with emotion, every glance and gesture layered with meaning. From tears to laughter, from quiet reflection to shared celebration, the story reminds viewers that grief, while deeply personal, is also a bridge that connects hearts across time and space. This is more than an episode. It's a cinematic journey through loss, remembrance, and the healing power of love. For fans of General Hospital, this Friday is an unmissable chapter, a day where Port Charles pauses to honor a man who meant so much to so many. As the lanterns drift into the night, we're reminded that Luke Spencer may have left the world, but his spirit, his laughter, and his love remain forever, lighting the hearts of those he left behind. As night falls over Port Charles, the city takes on a quiet reverence, the kind that comes only when hearts are full of memory and longing. Lulu stands at the edge of the pier, the cool breeze tousling her hair, her fingers brushing the surface of the remembrance lantern she holds. Each lantern represents a piece of Luke, a fragment of his life that touched the people around him. And now, with a deep inhale, she allows herself to grieve fully, unfiltered and raw. Tracy is by her side, but she is more than just a guide. She is a companion in sorrow. Tracy's eyes glint with the kind of unspoken empathy that comes from understanding loss on a personal level, even when it is not her own. She doesn't rush Lulu, instead letting the silence stretch, letting the waves of memory and grief wash over her daughter in their own time. Slowly, Lulu's tears mingle with the gentle lap of water at her feet, each droplet carrying decades of love, laughter, and unspoken words. Across the pier, Laura watches her daughter, a tender mixture of pride and sorrow etched on her face. Laura knows this moment well, how the absence of someone so central to your life leaves an ache that never fully disappears. But she also knows that remembrance has the power to heal, even in the smallest, quietest ways. Laura's eyes follow Lulu's every movement as the girl releases her lantern. The soft glow drifts upward, shimmering in the darkness, a beacon of love sent to Luke. In that moment, mother and daughter are connected, not just by blood, but by shared loss and shared devotion. Sonny Corinthos stands slightly apart, yet fully present, his tough exterior softened by the weight of the occasion. Today, there is no mafia business, no grudges, no schemes, just raw humanity. He watches the lanterns float, a silent nod to the man who, despite everything, felt more like a brother than a friend. Carly Spencer joins him, her hand brushing against his in a fleeting gesture of shared understanding. They exchange words, not many, just enough to honor Luke's memory and to remind themselves of the impact he had on all of their lives. Carly's voice is soft, almost reverent. "I hope he's laughing up there with Bobby," she murmurs. Sunny nods, a faint smile breaking through, acknowledging the truth in her sentiment without needing to add more. Back on the pier, Lulu's emotions surge. She remembers Luke's humor, his stubbornness, his unshakable love. She remembers the father who always knew the right thing to say, or the perfectly timed joke to lift her spirits. And she allows herself, for the first time, to truly let go, not of his memory, but of the pain of not having said goodbye. With a trembling breath, she releases her grief into the night, letting the lantern drift upward, mingling with the others. Each lantern is a testament to Luke's enduring presence. Each light a story, a laugh, a lesson, a moment of connection. Laura steps forward, placing a gentle hand on Lulu's shoulder. Her voice, filled with both sorrow and gratitude, cuts through the soft night air. "He's still with us, in every memory, in every choice we make. He never really left us, Lulu. Never." It's a moment of quiet revelation, a pause that feels cinematic in its simplicity, grief acknowledged, love reaffirmed, hearts slowly finding solace. Tracy moves among the small gathering, ensuring that each person who loved Luke feels included in this final tribute. She manages even Sunny's presence with finesse, balancing old tensions with the gravity of the moment. Elizabeth Baldwin watches quietly from the edge, her own memories of Luke reflected in her eyes, the corners of her lips curling into faint, bittersweet smiles. There is laughter too, not forced, but the kind that surfaces when the weight of grief is tempered by the light of memory and shared love. As the episode draws toward its emotional crescendo, the camera would linger over the harbor, the pier, the faces of those left behind, and finally the lanterns, floating like tiny stars in the water and sky. It's a poetic reminder that even in loss, there is beauty. Even in sorrow, there is connection. And even when a life ends, the impact of that life resonates, shaping those who remain in ways both profound and enduring. This isn't just a story about grief. It's about love, resilience, and the enduring power of human connection. Lulu learns that mourning isn't weakness. It's a testament to the depth of her bond with her father. Laura realizes that while the pain may never fully fade, gratitude and memory can coexist with sorrow. Sunny and Carly, Tracy and Elizabeth, they all find small, meaningful ways to honor Luke, each interaction a brushstroke in the larger portrait of a man who touched countless lives. And as the final lantern drifts high into the night sky, the glow of its candlelight mirrors the warmth Luke left behind. For the viewers, it's a moment that transcends television, an intimate, cinematic experience that reminds us why stories, like Luke Spencer's, matter so profoundly. The city of Port Charles may carry on, but the memory of Luke and the love that surrounds it will linger forever in every heart that knew him.